Welcome to Rom Wills, Money Matters. See money as a tool. And this will be more philosophical because sometimes people get so caught up in just making the money and getting the money, but not really knowing how to use the money. See, the thing is, when you have that money, you have to use it. Think about it. I mean, sometimes we don't really think about the basics. Okay, where I'm at now, the money I'm making, I'm using it for a bigger spot, which I needed. And it's a perfect spot. Got my office space here, got, separate rooms for my sons now, nice space, got a garage, everything. But it's a tool. It's not even about the status of having a certain place, but it's a tool for me. Because when I was at my last place, it was smaller, of course. It was smaller, but a little bit distraction because of, some of the neighbors moving in, and, you could hear the neighbors a little bit better, or I ain't gonna say better, you could hear them, which was disturbing, or something like the parking. Sometimes, you got to be fighting for a spot, or at least a convenient spot. And I was thinking about that. I use the money as a tool to get a bigger place, but it also relaxes me more. But I used it as a tool, so it's not so much about how much money you're making, it's how you're using it. Like, for example, let me use that tool analogy again. Okay, you have two people. One is making $100,000 a year, and we'll make it fun, after taxes. They getting $100,000 after taxes, and then someone else is getting 30,000. Let's make it real fun. 30,000 after taxes. Now, of course, you look at the one who's making 100,000. Oh yeah, they're doing real good, but they're living paycheck to paycheck. Because while the one making 30,000, they actually have like 50,000 in savings. And you're like, wait a minute. Because the one who's making 30,000 is seeing money as a tool. So they managing their money very well. They only using it for important things. It's rare they use the discretionary income after they pay all their bills for something frivolous. They might go out every now and then, but they very careful on how they spend their money. Contrast that with the one making 100,000. Now, yeah, they got a little bit more money. Way more money, but they're not using it as a tool. They spending it on things that they really don't need. That extra big car, or, that home that might be in a more expensive neighborhood. Or it could be 1,000 things. They spending it on too much on clothes. They spending it on food. But they're not spending it well. They're not using it as a tool. Like one tool, okay, I mentioned the person making 30,000. One of the things they did was their discretionary income. They used it as a tool to make more income. So they took a little bit of that discretionary income, got it into some income producing assets. And that could have been anything. Let's just say they got into some real estate funds or something, the type that pays monthly. They will take their little bit of money, put it in there, but then they're making more money. Or they doing something. They could be vendors. They take a little bit of money. Remember I was talking about the artisan movement yesterday. They'll take that discretionary income and then, get some stuff to make some soaps. And then do vending shows, which aren't that expensive. It's actually a good return, once you get the products. But whatever the case, however they doing it, they doing something better. They managing it better because they see it as a tool. Some people just see money as just something to spend. You have people, the term was that money's burning a hole in their pocket. But then that's one person, but then another person, they'll make a dollar holler, which means they'll stretch that dollar out. But that's because they see it as a tool. See, the thing is, money isn't to impress the next person. Seriously, let me say that again. Money isn't to impress the next person at all. It's a tool to live a good life in terms of where you live and how you eating, your health, everything. Because money isn't everything, but it's up there with oxygen. We don't live in a world where the majority of people will hunt for their food, or the majority of people will build their own home from just materials in the environment, or make their own clothes. When in an environment where you need to buy your food. Shoot, even if you got a garden or something, you probably have to buy the seeds. You know, we live in an environment where you will need to buy the clothes. You will need to pay for stuff. So that's a tool to do that. But then the things that you have access to, or to use your discretionary income to invest it in learning more, to getting a certification, going to seminars, to get some knowledge, to take things to another level. You know, it's a tool. See, one of the things that the wealthy will do, they have used their money to make more money. And then that's more tools. That's more tools to do the things that you need to do. Like I'll share something. I'm planning my vacation. I'm looking at first class seats. And I'm like, oh, because I ain't gonna lie. There was a time I didn't need to think about first class. But I was like, I want some space. And I looked, I was like, that's it? So I'm like, okay, got the tool for that, but that's comfort. That's not even status, that's comfort. But, and it'll be a business trip, because trust me, when I travel, I find a way to make it a business trip. Yeah, might be, as soon as I talk with somebody, I might be doing a impromptu seminar out on the West Coast. Stay tuned. But here's the thing. You got to see money as a tool. It's a tool. It's not something that just to have or say you have, to have status. Indeed, people who really have money, they actually go out their way to let you make you think they don't have money. They will dress in a different way, or more plain way, or something. They'll do something because they see it ultimately as a tool. Not something to wear on their back, but as a tool to live the life that they want to live. And that's what it all comes down to. So when I talk about money management, you're managing your tools. You don't walk around throwing your hammer around or your screwdriver around. You keep it someplace. When you need to use it, you use it. Boom. All right? So anyway, I want y'all to think about that as you're thinking about money. Think of it as a tool. And then it'll change how you use that tool. Because like I say, you get some people, that money, as soon as they get that money, they spend it. They just spend it. Then next thing you know, they wonder why they living paycheck to paycheck struggling. They're not managing their money. They're not using it as a tool to be respected. You take care of your hammer and your screwdriver and your power tools. Treat your money the same way. So I want y'all to really think about that, meditate on that. And you know the deal. Let's go make that money.